Hey, greetings everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And welcome. My name is Jai Dave. This is Simrit. And we're happy to be here with you all today. And I think we're going to have a great experience in the next hour or so. This is the fourth straight year we've done this prosperity activation at the beginning of the year, followed by the 40-day challenge. And it's been one of the most popular things we've done every year. We love it. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of work, but it's also a good bit of fun. Most importantly for me, is something to do right out the gate of the new year. Now we're into 2019. Something that's substantive enough and powerful enough to make an actual palpable shift in life. That you don't have to. It's not esoteric in the sense that there's nothing really you have to believe. It's just something you try. And you experience it, and you see what the effects are, and not the effects in the perhaps what we could call the ordinary understanding of prosperity, where it's primarily around monetary energy, but real prosperity in the sense of you have given yourself a deeper sense of purpose. You have given yourself a greater clarity of mind. You have given yourself a more opened heart and a greater sensitivity. You feel more content. You feel more in love. And that is really, to me, the real ingredients for prosperity. And that's what we're most interested in, is cultivating the conditions that yield prosperity. Because in reality, there's no magic formula or magic technique that's going to fill up your bank account. And even if your bank account was filled up, it's only going to help you so much in certain areas of your life. What we're interested in as yogis is to get into the core and to the essence of our life. And to really feel that we're living in a way that we wake up in the morning excited and enthusiastic for our day. We're able to go to bed in the evenings feeling a sense of fulfillment, feeling a sense of completion for the day, feeling like we lived well. And out of that condition, with a bright mind, opened heart, strong magnetism, you don't have to go try to find prosperity. You won't be able to avoid it. That's been my experience. And I know Simrit's as well, because I live with her, and I see her, and I see how she operates in her life. And for instance, Simrit, she works through the medium of music and sound and artistry. And that's what clearly she was designed for. That's how I see it. And there's something that you were designed for. And you not only, we always say, if you have a mind, you have a mission. I heard that once from my teacher, and I latched onto it. If you have a mind, you have a mission. Question is, what is that mission? And what is the magnitude of the mission? And what direction is it going to take? And most importantly, who do you have to become to start to fulfill that mission? Not to ultimately fulfill that mission, but to move in the direction, to start to fulfill that mission. And out of that is where true prosperity is born. When you synchronize yourself with real dharma, real purpose, then naturally, whatever it is that you need to fulfill that, all the resources, the people, the opportunities, the money, whatever it is, the case will start to flow into your life. It's been my experience. I know it's been Simrit's experience. And that's what we're going to be doing this 40-day challenge, is cultivating those conditions. What do you think?
Well, I love what you said, and I also feel this is the best time to be cultivating those really helpful habits that are really healthy and supportive of this change in our life and this way of being. And prosperity is a way of being. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of inhabiting the body. It's a way of living life. It's not just about green money, even though we're not afraid of green money, and green money is good, and depending on how we use it, it's a source of energy, but it's neutral. And what we're talking about is cultivating this vehicle, this organism, in order to be able to experience prosperity throughout our whole lives. And this is a great time to do it. This is the perfect time of year. It's a very auspicious time to do it. It's a very powerful time to do it. There's a lot of momentum in this time, so it's a great time to really hook in and utilize the energy of that momentum. And we're all here together, so that exponentially amplifies the energy that we can access. So I'm just really happy to be here with everybody, and I'm ready to get into the practice. It's a really amazing practice. Love this practice, and we created this track just specifically for this practice in the Life Force Academy. So I'm really excited for that too. It really helps you get through it, and it, for me, the track inspires me as I'm doing the Kriya, the meditation. So it's cool. And the track is like a boost of energy. That's what it does for me. And so, yeah, really love it and happy to share it with y'all.
Yeah, the music we're using that Simrit's referring to in the 2 meditations we'll be doing just a little while, she created with some of the musicians that she works with, and it's real powerful. And that's what we're going to be using today when we're doing these prosperity activation meditations, and that's what we're going to be using inside the Life Force Academy. You'll have access to this recording that you'll be able to use day in and day out for the 40-day experience for those of you who jump into that.
And I just want to say also real quickly that this what we're going to do, these meditations, this practice really works. It's profound, and it works in such a short amount of time to really shift the way that we see things, the way that we feel inside of our bodies, the way that our perspective feels, the breadth of our perspective, the width of our perspective. And it happens really quickly. You get a lot in a short amount of time. So I just wanted to re-emphasize that about this practice, how amazing it is, how powerful it is, and how little time you really need in your daily life, as long as there's some consistency in order to start seeing some really immediate changes, but also long-term changes as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do some energizing exercises to get us going, to start to move the body, move the life force in the body, bring ourselves into the heightened space. And then after we do that, which will take, maybe 10, 15 minutes, we're going to go right into the 2 prosperity meditations. And a little context on that, there's in Kundalini Yoga, and I know many of you here who are here today, you're very familiar, perhaps you're long-time practitioners, Kundalini Yoga, and I know many of you are not. Some of you are brand new, perhaps first time ever doing it. Awesome. Some of you have done it a little bit and everything in between. And so in Kundalini Yoga, there's many, many different exercise sets and meditations. They're referred to as kriyas, and some of them are just, good tune-up exercises. We're going to do some of those in just a moment. But then there's some very specific things, and that's what we're going to be working with in this, is the specific prosperity meditations of Kundalini Yoga. In particular, in this case, we're using, in this 40-day experience and in today, we're using, the first meditation is that to brighten the whole magnetism, to strengthen and brighten the magnetism and to clarify the mind, because that's essential. And then that's going to be followed up by the most famous prosperity kriya of Kundalini Yoga. And so we'll explain those when we get to them. But first, let us begin. Always to begin, we tune in Kundalini Yoga. And we're going to do that here in just a moment.
I can explain that when we go into the exercises too, but I wanted to share, because this is such a cool point that Jaidev talking about, to expand the magnetism and really brighten, and that's the first kriya that we're going to do. That's the first prosperity meditation, and it's essential. It's like this. It's like before you can prepare something like a beautiful altar or a dinner party at your house, or before you can prepare yourself before you go out somewhere, something like that, you cleanse yourself, you brighten yourself, and then when we do this other meditation after that, it makes it even more effective because we did this first. It's like we're cleaning house, and then everything else on top will be more effective. So I love that combination. This has been my favorite combination of kriyas that we ever do And I'm just really, really happy. I know we're both really happy to be doing this together with y'all. It's going to be awesome.
All right, let's tune in. So bring your hands into prayer pose, please. So you bring your hands to prayer pose. Those of you who are brand new to this, there'll be maybe some few things we don't explain too much detail, but you'll get all that if you want to, if this all resonates and you want to continue, we'll teach you all the ins and outs. So for today, most important is let's have an experience together. Okay, so bring your hands prayer pose. Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale deep. And exhale. Now we're going to vibrate to tune in. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong like ONG vibrates your frontal lobe. Ong Namo. Namo vibrates the heart center, thymus gland. Gurudev lifts your energy, brightens Namo back to the heart. So vibrating Ong, frontal lobe, pituitary, third eye. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Exhale. Om
Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo.
Inhale. Suspend your breath in. Press the palms. Gaze a third eye between the two eyebrows. Exhale. Beautiful. Now we'll start spinal flexes, bringing your hands to your ankles, shins. And you're going to inhale, lift through your chest, and exhale back through the nose, breathing. Any pace you wish. As you inhale, the chest lifts forward. As you exhale, come back. Eyes are closed. Breathing is through the nose. Breath is deep. Breathe like you're lifting the energy, enlivening the energy of your body.
And focusing the gaze in between the eyebrows is a really good place to focus. Just trying to do your best to keep your focus here, and then when your gaze wanders, just bringing it back in between the eyebrows.
Now very deeply inhale. And lift through the rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. And suspend the breath, draw the gaze into that third eye point. And to the best of your ability, be still. And exhale. That'll be the common theme with all of these exercises. Most important part of the exercise, very end. Inhale deeply. Lift through the root lock, Mula Bandha. That's contract the perineum area, rectum, sex organ, navel. breath is suspended, shoulders relaxed, chest wide open. Then where your attention goes, your life force flows. Draw your attention to the third eye, frontal lobe area, and to the best of your ability, you get out of the way. And then exhale. Again, inhale deep. Suspend, rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. Chest out. Very receptive sense of expansiveness. Exhale. Simple, yeah? Okay, bring your hands to your shoulders. Fingers are in the front, thumbs are in the back, like this. And you're gonna inhale left and exhale right. Eyes closed, deepen the breathing. And now to the center. Deep inhale. Hold the posture. Lift the root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel. Heart open. Third eye gaze. Be still. Be emptied. Be expansive. Exhale. The simple idea is that you're already created perfectly. And at the nucleus of yourself is perfection, is pure energy, pure love, pure intelligence. So what the yogic sciences are endeavoring to do is to cultivate the conditions that allows that inner energy of what you are to be able to easily express itself through you, as you. And so it's a science of authenticity. It's a science of prosperity, because your prosperity comes from you being what you truly are. But that means purifying the obstructions that are the density or the dullness that have obstructed that real nucleus energy from being able to flow through your eyes, through your smile, through your heart, through your presence. When that begins to happen, the effect of that is prosperity. Okay, hands are on your knees. And then your heart stays up, chin slightly in. And we're going to inhale up like this and exhale, then it just release. Now it's going to take away the stress in the upper body, neck, shoulders. Like every exhale, just let them release. Keep up. Every exhale, let the shoulder blades just release down the back. Get rid of the tension, stress, the holidays, all the pent up tension. Inhale, squeeze up. And squeeze out the tension. Exhale. Nice gentle neck rolls. Keep the spine, heart lifted. Jaw, tongue relaxed. And now the other direction. Inhale to the center. And exhale. Good, just a couple more exercises to go. So what you're going to do this time is your hands are going to be in Gyan Mudra. That's a wisdom seal Gyana Mudra. The wisdom seal where your index, wisdom finger, Jupiter, connects to your thumb. Okay, which is your sense of self, your sense of what you are, your ego. So you connect your wisdom to your ego. And palms facing up, and the chest is out, and the shoulders are dropped down the back. And you're going to gaze into the third eye. And in a moment, we're going to begin the breath of fire, just through the nose. Now, ladies, if you happen to be pregnant or you're on your moon cycle right now, you're on the heavier part of your period, then when we're doing breath of fire, instead just do long, deep breathing through your nose. Otherwise, the breath of fire is going to be... through the nose, equal exhale, inhale, just rhythmic. Inhale to begin. Inhale deeply. Suspend. Exhale. Okay, so that's breath of fire, and then in a moment here we're going to do the aura charge. So we're going to use the same thing, same recording. All this is Simrit's music. And then in the academy, then all this stuff you can get on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever you use, and just search Simrit, Simrit. And but then in the academy, there's exclusive stuff that you can only get in there. So anyhow, what we're going to do is that breath of fire for 3 minutes in the position of aura charge, which means your arms are going to be at a 60-degree angle, with your thumbs are out and your fingers tucked like that, like this. And the eyes into the third eye. It's a triangle here. They call it a science of angles and triangles. So you have a triangle from your two eyes to the space of the one eye, third eye. There, you have these angles there. So by putting the arms at a 60-degree angle, it will draw your life force from the lower part of the organism. If the life force remains constricted in the lower part of your organism, that yields the condition of the psyche for the mind that keeps you kind of in the lower frequency energies. So subconscious tendencies that maintain depression, that maintain insecurity and anxiousness, etc., will be strong when the life force is excessively in the lower part of the organism. If you can consistently lift the life force up into the higher part of the vehicle, the body, the mind system, which is what this exercise absolutely helps you do, all these exercises, and specifically this one, then that's going to help you take away, that will take the electricity away from the tendencies that maintain anxiousness, insecurity, depression, etc., and will give you the conditions that will help you build new habits, new supportive habits. So habits of not just external habits, but your internal thinking habits. So the habits that will produce real, genuine joy and happiness and love in your life. That's why most people, when they do like New Year's resolutions or make new goals for themselves, we all know this. We're all familiar, both experientially and from, it's common knowledge that the majority of it never sticks, does it? Well, you also have to create the conditions for it to stick. If you're going to live more happily, you have to create the conditions to live more happily. And the most difficult thing, even in Kundalini Yoga, is consistency. That's why we do these 40-day challenges, because it takes 40 days to shift a habit. And so in this 40-day journey, there's going to be you, myself, Simrat, plus thousands of other people around the world that will all be doing this together. Once a week we'll meet together and do a live broadcast. Once a week we'll release a new class to you that takes you deeper into the prosperity teachings and technology of Kundalini Yoga. And every day you'll be going into the Life Force Academy and knocking out your meditation and doing some of these exercises each day to keep your mind bright, your magnetism strong, your heart open, and feeling good. Simple. Simple to know, simple to do, but not necessarily easy, because eventually it becomes challenging. That's why it's called a 40-day challenge. And it'd be... I don't like to actually project out to people at this point that, oh, it's going to be easy all the way through. Because in most cases, occasionally it probably is easy for some people all the way through. But I think probably for most people that it does become really difficult at some point. And I like to set the context realistically like that, because when you get there, you know that that's par for the course. That's normal. And it doesn't mean that you're not doing it well, or there's something wrong, or you're not good at this, or anything like that. There's nobody good or bad at this. So anyhow, that's what it is. And in this 3-minute exercise, you may experience that whole thing in just a 3-minute microcosm. Because with your arms up at 60-degree angle, if you can keep it there, it will lift your life force up. But you'll hit usually a threshold within this 3-minute experience where you'll want to go like, ah. And unless you do it every day, and in that case, it's like no big deal. But if at first, it's like you'll hit a threshold. So instead of going, ah. Now, for instance, if you have a shoulder injury or some other injury that prevents you from doing this, never exacerbate an injury or risk exacerbating a pre-existing injury in order to do a yoga posture. Just caveat. But we're talking about free of injuries. If you can go through that threshold, and instead of going, and deepen your focus, now breathe more powerfully, recommit to the exercise, you'll often move through that threshold, and you'll have an experience of expansiveness, of deeper concentration, of feeling amazing. If not during the exercise, then right when it's over. So let's give it a try.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So take the posture, 3 minutes. Thumbs are out, fingers tucked in, arms up at 60 degrees. Gaze into the third eye. And inhale deep.
All of myself, all of myself, all of my heart is with you. How can I go so
recommit, gaze the third eye, breath of fire, powerful breath, meditative mind.
All of my love is for you.
25 seconds, keep up.
In this night,
Inhale deeply. Bring the thumb tips touching, open the fingers wide and make your fingers tight like steel, and drop the shoulders and stretch up through the spine, touch the ceiling. Inhale some more, gaze upward, third eye. Stretch, stretch.
this night,
Exhale.
when all of my love is for you.
Set numb. Okay, so if you feel like you need to stretch your legs out a little bit, have a sip of water, and we're going to begin our meditations. So we'll explain both these meditations and then do them both so we can go back to back. The first one's gonna be an 11-minute experience. So again, do your best. If you're new to this, it may be the case that 11 minutes seems like a long time, because it is a little bit for this. But when we're doing the 40-day challenge, you'll get in there when you join into the Life Force Academy. You'll see that there's 3 tracks you can take on this 40-day challenge, and the one track, the warrior track, is where you're going 11 minutes for the first meditation and 11 minutes for the second meditation. The prosperity track, the middle one, you're doing 7 minutes and 7 minutes. And on the third one, the radiance track, you're going 3 minutes and 3 minutes. So if you're newer to this, you may choose the 3 minutes and 3 minutes meditation experience, which would be really powerful if you're new to this. If you've been doing it a long time, you might be going for the 11-11, and then maybe if you're somewhere in between, you hit the 7 and 7. But you want to do the one that feels reasonable to you. If 11 and 11 feels reasonable to you, great. But if it feels overwhelming to you, then maybe start smaller, and then you can work up to do the longer ones if you want. Today we're going to do 11 minutes of the first one and 3 minutes of the second one for fun. And so that's how it works.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention too that there's a lot of us, and this is what the exercises and the kriyas are doing, is getting in there. You might be wondering, like, what about someone like me that feels like I don't deserve, and I have this repetitive thought that just always comes up, like this haunting thought. A lot of us feel we're dirty, or we don't deserve something, or that we're not worthy of the prosperity. Well, these meditations go in and they clean that out. They really bring forth the reality of what's going on, because that's not the reality of what's going on. So that's what I love about these. And they do it in a very quick manner. So 11 minutes, sounds really cool. It's going to go by really fast, especially when we're all doing it together. Some of you might be like, wow, I can't believe that was just 11 minutes. And some might say, wow, 11 minutes did feel long. But what I found over the years of us doing this is that most people are like, wow, that went by so fast. I can't believe that 11 minutes went by. And what these meditations set us up to do, like Jaidev said, is to receive, is to live in prosperity, to receive, to give, and to really inhabit that vibration of prosperity. It's not, like I said, it's not just one thing that we get when we're prosperous. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. And we're doing that. That's what we're setting ourselves up for with this. So
It's
I'm
your
ready.
natural state. That's why. Because if there's like thought structures and thought habits, that's what that is. Like a subconscious habit is like a structure of thoughts that then form your habitual tendencies. So if you have the I'm not deserving mentality that for whatever reason was cultivated from whatever circumstances, it actually doesn't matter. That's although it seems very real, it's not what you really are at your essence. And so these exercises that we're doing work to clear that out partially by purification of the subconscious psyche, and partially by activation of Kundalini energy, which is the energy of the real you, of your real essence. So it doesn't matter like what the obstruction is, whether it's the I'm not deserving or prosperity's bad. Because because it gets wrapped up with people who have lots of money and then are do ugly things with it, or become have ugly behavior because of it, and that type of thing. So all those things can be potential obstructions to you just being able to actually thrive. And so that's what we're looking to do. We need yogis to be prosperous. We need people of consciousness to be prosperous, because there's big work to do, and you will need prosperity to do it.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So
Y'all ready?
First exercise, I'm going to explain them both, or we'll explain them both. The first one is like this. We're going to be using this recording that we talked about at the beginning, that you'll be able to get in the Life Force Academy. So when the mantra starts, in the first exercise you won't be chanting it, but you'll be using the rhythm of it for the movement. So the hands start here, above the knees, and then you're going to bring them up to where the left hand sits on top of the right. They actually touch, left hand on top of the right.
Make sure y'all do that, because then some people were doing this still, we would lead this and they were still doing right over left, or just meeting them left over right all the time when they come up.
They touch.
Yep.
Just I was teaching it just the other day, and I explained it just like I'm explaining now, and still you see people just not touching at all. So just, try to do it right. So that's the movement. It starts above the knees and comes here. Now, in this case, you're breathing through your mouth, but you have a puckered O-shaped mouth. It's very powerful. And when you exhale the breath, you use your navel diaphragm to force the breath out like really powerful cannon fire. So it's a very powerful exercise. If at any moment or time it becomes a bit overwhelming, feel free to absolutely just rest, meditate, but stay in the vibe if possible. If you can't do the arms, at least keep doing the breath. If you can't do that, stay in the meditation and meditate on the repetition of the mantra happening, and it'll work for you. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Maybe take the mic sound down some when we're doing the breathing, or move your mic off to the side. Okay, so that's going to be the first meditation. That's part one.
Eyes are closed, and where is the
Eyes are closed and into your third eye. Now the second meditation I'm going to go over, and then I'll give you a reminder of it before we do it after the first one. So this second meditation, you're going to be chanting the mantra, and the mantra is HUD, like H-A-R, but it sounds like H-U-D, so it's not har, it's HUD. But for some reason they transliterated it usually as H-A-R, but the mantra is pronounced more like HUD, HUD. You can hear her. So before you chant it, listen to it. She's not saying har, she's saying hud, hud. And there's 2 points of the body that are most important in chanting the mantra.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
that's cool. So the really important is the tip of the tongue, using the tip of the tongue we have these 84 meridian points at the roof of the mouth, and each time we flick the tongue, when we say hud and you create that D sound, that consonant D sound, your tongue flicks at this certain place on the upper palate, hud, hud, and it stimulates the hypothalamus. It gives a message to the hypothalamus, a specific message. And then that goes and stimulates the pineal, which in turn stimulates the pituitary gland, which is a master gland. And we're really wanting to activate that gland because it's the gland that governs the body, and it governs the way that the body works, and the body feels. And it also is the gland that is the master of the youthful nature of a human being. So people that have very active and activated pituitary glands usually have a very youthful radiance about them. So that's what we're doing. And intuition, too, is the pituitary. So we want to activate that. So the tip of the tongue and then the navel. We want to harness our energy at the navel. So usually when we speak about the navel, we're not speaking about the belly button, but a couple of finger lengths, just like this, below the belly button. So when we chant it, we pull the navel in and up. It doesn't have to be a big jerk, but usually when I do it with this one, it's a little more powerful. And with some other exercises, it might be a little more relaxed, but with this one, it's a powerful. We're a force of nature, and the navel is the generator, and it's where we harness our energy. So we want to activate the navel. So on the hud, we bring the navel in, and then it comes back out naturally. So it's like this: hud, 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 just like that. So we're using the navel and tip of the tongue. Okay. And we can more so like crack the sound that way and get inside of it and really experience the benefits of the sound. So, yeah. Oh, also with this one, are you going to explain about so when we're bringing our hands together like this, and I think maybe we'll explain it more in depth.
Yeah, so it's going to be the sides of the hands and then the index fingers.
Just like this. And the thing is we want to strike them with some. It doesn't have to be hard, but you want to strike them with intention. And then the left thumb is going to go over the right thumb when we do this, and that's really important. So when you're putting your hands like this, the left thumb goes over like that. So it's like that, and then this is just like open when your hands are up like that.
We'll go over this again right before we do this part of the meditation. So we'll do the first one.
Okay.
And then we'll go. That was a good start, and that'll allow us to get into it relatively soon after we finish the first one. All right, so you remember the first one? Left hand on top of the right, starting here. So we're going to go for the full 11 minutes of this one. Okay, so go ahead and set your position. By the way, if those of you who have a hard time sitting like this and need to sit on a chair, you can absolutely do that with the feet flat on the floor. Okay, so here we go. mindful breathing, recommit, refocus, go deep. deeply. Stretch up and drop the shoulder blades. Stretch through your spine and gently around.
Interlace the fingers as you're stretching.
And exhale. Interlock the hands. Inhale deeply. Stretch up. Drop your shoulder blades. Extend through your spine. And stretch around. And then like a cannon out your mouth, exhale. Last time, inhale deep. Now concentrate. Stretch up. Stretch up. And then stretch subtly round. Exhale. And relax. So even 3 minutes of that meditation per day is very powerful. 11 minutes per day is really transcendent in what it does. Very brightening. You can feel it, It's amazing meditation. Okay, very difficult though, yeah? But if after a while it's not so difficult, maybe the first week or two, and then after that you'll start to, even though it has a challenge to it, you'll start to love it. I can't wait to do it because your mind will start to relate to not how difficult it is, but how amazing it makes you feel once you've done it. Okay, so let's go into the prosperity meditation. This one is the classic, most famous prosperity kriya of Kundalini Yoga. And again, you're using the two hands, and these are the moon sides of the hands. This is called the moon centers of the hands, the fleshy part of the palm on the side of the hand, like that. And then this is the Jupiter fingers, so the sides of your index finger, and then the sides of the palms. And that's the moon and Jupiter. And our teacher said, when the moon and Jupiter come together, there's no way in the world you won't create prosperity. And so as Simrat was saying, the right thumb goes underneath the left thumb. So as the index fingers strike, the right thumb crosses under the left. And then this time you're chanting that mantra, navel, tip of the tongue. This one, we're going 3 minutes.
Yeah, and the gaze with this one is at the tip of the nose. So remember, so when you're gazing at the tip of the nose, it might seem like you feel a lot of pressure in your forehead up here, and that's a good sign. That means you're activating the pituitary. But how would you say is the easiest way to get into that gaze?
So look at your index finger, and then touch your nose and keep your eye on your index finger. There it is. It takes practice, but I think one of the things to help you along the way as you start to work with this tip of the nose gaze, which is very good, a nice gaze, effective, but it's often challenging at first, is to try to relax into it as best as you can. At first it can feel awkward or like it's almost like making you cross-eyed, and the Simrat said puts that pressure on the pituitary, causes it to secrete into the bloodstream, which that'll concentrate your life force. That'll give power to your brain. That'll bring you into an intuitive space. Okay? So we're going to go 3 minutes chanting and with the mudra. Eyes on the tip of your nose. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Be still for just a moment. And draw your gaze into your third eye space. Let the breath flow naturally. And let your whole system, mind, body calibrate, vibrate to the frequency of what you're here on planet Earth to do. Part of the beauty of Kundalini Yoga is it's not about like I don't need to know what that is necessarily. In fact, it's a lot more of a process of like unknowing things and just trying to get into the space, endeavoring to inhabit the space of what I'm all about. And so you do these kriyas and you go, and then all of a sudden it's like inhale, it's like and it's like, this is what I'm all about. I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need to be in a head trip about it. Like, I can feel what I'm all about. I know what I'm all about, And that's prosperity. I mean, I know sometimes people want it to feel more like, tell me something that's going to make me money. Well, that will, actually. So you'll never go wrong with that. Even with this little kriya here. Our teacher said that 3 minutes, while you're working during the day, he said no more than 3 minutes. He said you'll be greedy more than that. And he said in any circumstances, maximum time per day for the second kriya we did is 11 minutes per day. And then this. And that too, that's like a 1-2 dynamic combo, those two kriyas together. So we're going to be starting that's what the 40-day challenge is going to be all about. There's 3 main pillars to the 40-day challenge, and it begins in just a few days. And the first pillar of the 40-day challenge is your core meditations. You're doing it each and every day. And you just go into the Life Force Academy, you push play on the video or the audio, and super easy. And then you do you're going to already have chosen which track, either the Warrior, Prosperity, or Radiance track. So either like 11 minutes of each, 7 minutes of each, or 3 minutes of each. And you do the meditation each day. So it could literally take you as little as 6 minutes a day, And then the second pillar of the 40-day challenge is the live broadcast. So each week. Either both of us or one of us will be leading the live broadcast once a week, and we get together. And you see, but not only we're going to do the practices, but we're going to be going inside these teachings, because the philosophy is important. And the practice without the philosophy is a bit insufficient, but the philosophy without the practice is definitely insufficient. Because we also the mind needs its guidance, because you're generating all this new incredible energy and brightness, but then to give it containment and context, and it's like, that's what prosperity is. I'm not going to be tripping like it's like some other thing that is jaded in some way, but it's this is the yogic teachings on real prosperity, and to understand what that is all about. So each week in the live broadcast, we'll be going into that, unpacking some of those teachings, and then most importantly doing the meditation together. And if you can't attend live, that's fine, because then as soon as it's over, the replay is available. And so you can just take the replay on your own time. So we have Life Force Academy members, last time I checked, in well over 60 countries around the world. So not everybody's going to be attending the live broadcast live, but lots of people do, and it's really cool. It's palpable. You can feel the group energy. And so then the third pillar of the 40-day challenge is the Prosperous Human class series. So that's really where it's going to take you deeper into the teachings and deeper into the Kundalini yoga practices of prosperity. Is once a week we're going to send you a class, a full yoga class with exercises, teachings, meditations. And so between those three things, your core meditations, the live broadcasts, and the class series, it's a very comprehensive, dynamic experience, and you'll need those live broadcasts and class series to keep your momentum going. Because right now, we have the energy of the new year, and we have the new 40-day challenge. It's exciting the first few days, first week, but then like you get in the second week, third week, you're really going to need to keep going, keep your mind connected to the deeper reasons you decided to do this in the first place. And when you hit that threshold, just like you might have hit it in this, or you might have hit it midway through this, you keep going anyways. And even if perhaps you fall off, you get back on the bus, get back on the train. And if you miss a day, then get back on and keep going, you know? And because all of this is just about making you brighter, making you happier, making ourselves feel good. And it takes 40 days to change a habit. And that's why it's the 40-day challenge. So that's the three pillars, and it's super easy to join. It's just $1 to try it out. The Life Force Academy 14-day trial is just $1, and you can click on here to join in. It just takes a moment. Super easy, even if you're not technologically savvy. It's super easy, and we have a great team that if you need any help, they're always helpful. And then you can just click on 40-day challenge, and it'll take you right in there, and it'll explain how it all works, and you'll be rolling. And because you took this class, you pretty much know how it all works, but there's more instructions on there to kind of remind you if you need anything.
And what I love about the Academy, too, personally, is the community, and that really holds me. I know it holds most everyone I've spoken with about it that's in the Academy. They love it because of the access to the teachings, the music, all the practice and everything. I mean, it's really a gold mine of information, of practice, of energy, and all of this, of tools to really help us live in a beautiful state of mind and live a beautiful life. But other than that, there's the community. And that's really amazing. There's a forum on Facebook, a community forum, and there's so many people from all around the world that post things, and it's really a beautiful thing. I mean, I personally love it so much, and yeah, that's like a huge feature to me personally, is the community and the forum and all of that kind of stuff, and the dialogue that goes back and forth with people in the community, and everyone helps each other.
If you have questions,
yeah, people have answers.
We're on there a lot, and we interact.
We'll be on there, we interact, and there's so many people that are on there. It's just a beautiful experience altogether, because, hey, like, I can't get to a yoga class every day that I want to get to one, so if I can just click a button, and that's all that it takes, is just press the freaking button, and then there's the class. I mean, it's that easy, and that's all you have to do is click the button. So I'm stoked about that. That works for me in my busy life personally. So,
And it's a guided experience, and it's a deep experience, and it's not just taking a yoga class. This is very focused teachings, and it's an academy where it will take you deep if you want to go there, and we love it. And there's the forum. It's a private Facebook group. It's a big part of the experience, or it's turned into a big part. And after every live broadcast, we'll go on there on a live video and hang out with everyone and just connect and etc. So, and this is just, we haven't even talked about all the other aspects of the Life Force Academy, which I'm not going to talk about right now, but you can learn all about it.
Yeah.
The 40-day challenge is just one aspect of the Life Force Academy, but you'll get like power practices, so many other yoga class series in addition to the Prosperous Human. This is, by the way, Prosperous Human 2.0. It's a brand new yoga class series that hasn't been released yet, but there's many, many others. You can see all about them. There's live workshops we stream when we're out teaching into the academy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
There's courses. Yeah, it's the real deal. It's amazing. Yeah, super.
So that's all. It's just $1, try it out, and then you can cancel at any time. If you love it and you want to stay in, then you don't have to do anything after that. It's just $25 per month after your 14-day trial. If you get in there and decide it's not for you, of course you can cancel any time. But that's how it works, and that's how to participate in this 40-day challenge is to join in the Life Force Academy, start your $1 trial, and you'll be rolling. And again, we begin the 40-day challenge in just a few days. So before we close, though, our time together here, we want to seal the class, and we want to send our energy out, and everything going on in the world, and we'll get into this when we get into prosperity teachings and the yogic teachings. That really the heart of it, perhaps one of the great paradoxes of life, is in order for you to be blissful, our energy has to somehow become, others-oriented, altruism-oriented. And so a big part of what we're going to be doing over the next 40 days is really cultivating that. And in order for my blissfulness, I have to have genuine concern for all others, not just those whom I resonate with, but people, animals, plants, everything. The people who don't think like me, who don't have the same political persuasions as me, that I can feel genuine love. And that's the type of that's what we're about, and that's what this is all about. So we're going to seal this by going into Long Time Sunshine, our closing song, and how we seal every class. So you're going to come into prayer pose with your hands at the center of your chest.
May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh,
Satnam, thanks so much for being here with us today, and Happy New Year. And yeah, hope to have you join us. Jump in there. You can click through here to get started. Just really takes a moment to join in. And for whatever reason, if you're not jumping in for the whole 40 days, I hope this was a useful and great experience for you. And please, everybody, keep in touch. Connect with us over on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you go. And yeah, let's get it going. 40-day challenge starting very soon. Thanks, everybody.
Nice to see all y'all. See you soon.